Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to the June 20th video for the Steam Summer Sale. It is day 2, and I'm going to talk about some of the games that I think are the highlights of the deal today. A lot of these games I actually haven't played personally, and one of them is not even a game, so that's kind of interesting, so it might be a bit of a shorter video. I will point out that if you missed anything that was on sale yesterday, all deals, they have this 24-hour countdown, but this is when new deals come up. The deals that are here will still be there the next day. If you scroll down, you can see this yesterday's big deal, so if you missed anything from yesterday, and there were some great picks yesterday: XCOM, Democracy, Witcher, Far Cry, Rebellion, or Sins of Solar Empire, Rebellion. If you're into that sort of thing, Don't Starve. All excellent, really, really good picks for all kinds of different reasons. So yesterday was really good. So you might still want to look into those. Today, all right, so we're going to start off with Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs. This is the sequel to the Amnesia, A Dark Descent. Now, these are horror games, very scary, very atmospheric, not necessarily actually hard, because they're designed to really encourage you to play through the story. But if you're playing in a dark basement, all the lights are off, and you've got some headphones on, you will get scared, you know, if you can get into that mode. It's a very good scary game. That being said, A Machine for Pigs I haven't played through. I played some of it. I didn't finish it just because I didn't have the time to do it at the time, and horror games are not as much my thing. But I did play through the original Dark Descent, and I will say that most people consider the Dark Descent to be the much better game of the two. You know, graphically speaking, everything like that, both games are relatively similar, so it's not going to be, you know, any one is going to be more advanced or the other one more retro or anything like that. But the original Dark Descent is a pretty good game. Now, what is worth mentioning is, while Machine for Pigs is 75% off, you can get it for $5 USD, you can get the entire Amnesia collection, both games, at 80% off, which is $7 USD. For $2 more, you can get the collection, which includes Dark Descent, or you can just click through here and get Dark Descent by itself at 80% off for $4. Probably, if you're interested in getting the games, I'd just get the whole collection, because why not? Because if you do like the first one, you might want to play the second one. But I will say that the first one is generally considered to be the much stronger game of the two. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what the Metacritic rating is. Not that these are particularly important, but yeah, see, an 85 here versus like a 77-ish. 72-ish there, but you know, that can just be like the sort of the buzz and the hype level at the time. You know, maybe Dark Descent was overhyped and A Machine for Pig was underhyped. I don't know, but there you go. They're still very, very good horror games. Next up, we've got game Dev Tycoon. I've played this on mobile, and I've also got it on my computer as well. And a lot of people keep pressuring me to play it, and to me, doesn't do that much for me, unfortunately. You may have, you know, your mileage may vary. I don't know. The game is, you're running a company that makes games. You get to like pick genres and like hire artists and things like that, and then you just produces the game. You progress through the eras. You start off with, like, you know, the crappy early 80s home PCs, and then you move into like the Nintendo and Sega era, and then so on and so forth forward. And you know, all along there's that PC game aspect plus different consoles that come and go. And so, you know, it's an interesting sort of tycoon-y kind of game. It's not bad. I won't say that it's a bad game, but it didn't quite bite for me, so I'm not sure. But, you know, at $4, hey, it's like a cup of coffee. Who knows? Really, at a certain point, it all comes down to time. The money may not be so hard for some people, but do you have time to play this over another game? Like, say, my browser stopped responding because I got a pop-up in the other window. Like, say, Prison Architect. Oh my god. Oh, that's kind of funny. I zoomed my screen here, but apparently didn't zoom the video, which is, I find kind of humorous. Prison Architect is a sim tycoon-y kind of game where you run a prison. Well, you build a prison from scratch. You set up the rooms, the walls, the cells, the kitchens, cantinas, the workshops where your employees, where your prisoners can go and work and earn some income for you, and all that sort of jazz. It is a great fun game. It is under early access. It is not done yet, but it's been in early access for a very long time. And I'm not saying that that means, you know, it's sitting here totally unfinished. No, it's been in very active development. They've been very good about coming up with regular updates every month-ish, maybe every 4 to 6 weeks or something like that, that have added a great slew of new features to the game. And it's been doing this for a couple of years now. They've really got a lot of features in here now, and I really think it's a stupendous game that, while technically they don't consider it done yet, which is why it's still in early access, this is still a game worth buying as is. It's very, very, very good, very, very fun, and very humorous. And at 66% off for $10 is pretty good. Some people have argued that at $30 it seems a little pricey for an indie, but honestly, I don't want the indie gaming scene to be erased to the bottom. I think the amount of work that's going in here and the amount of replay value and enjoyment that you can get out of these games at $30, it is a perfectly fair value. And at $10, it's awesome. And then, yeah, there's some extra little packs that you can unlock some extra thingy-majigs if you want. Hey, in-game upgrade from any other version. Yeah, so you can name a prisoner, right, as bio in the game, and that'll be, like, in there for all other players. It's kind of, you know, kind of cool, things like that. Lastly, we're going to talk about Plague Inc. Actually, we may talk about some more things on the front page in a second here. Lastly, we are going to talk about Plague Inc., which recently, much more recently hit Steam, like February 20th. However, it has been a mobile game for a really, really long time as well. So again, it's one of these where it's early access, and there are a lot of features in this PC version that have been promised. You know, things like multiplayer and contagion content creator and different things like that. These are features that are promised that are not done. They are not in the game in any way whatsoever. We have no idea how they're going to work, if they're going to be good, anything like that. That being said, it's still a really well done port, I guess, of a mobile game, strictly speaking, but it plays like a PC game. You don't feel like you're playing something on a mobile. You feel like you're playing something that was, you know, good and properly done on the PC. It's great fun, very challenging, especially at the higher difficulties. You're playing as a disease, by the way, that's trying to wipe out all humans. Do check the description down below for links to gameplay videos for a few of these games, including Plague Inc., that I've been playing more recently, but I do think it's a pretty good game, and you're unlikely to get a deeper discount anytime soon because it is relatively new to the Steam world, and frankly, at $10, it's not too bad. I'm not going to say there's much replay value on this as there is in Prison Architect, but it ain't bad at all. So I think I want to make a little footnote here about the things on the flash sale. By the time you watch this video, the flash sales may be over and changed, but I want to point out that keep an eye on these, because if they come up for the daily sale, if they do, they'll probably come at these same sort of discounts, and that'll be a pretty good deal. Dungeon Defenders is a fantastic 4-player co-op game where you have to sort of defend, I don't know, some crystal type thing from waves of monsters. And you can defend against that by building defensive towers or by playing a sort of a melee or range game, depending on what kind of character you're playing. So you've got this combination action RPG plus tower defense. There's a variety of level up mechanics, different abilities you can go. There's a certain amount of persistency in terms of finding items and things like that. And yeah, the 4-player co-op is fantastic fun, and you can actually get a 4-pack for $11.24 USD, which I think is really fantastic. Really, really, really fun game. So, you might want to keep an eye on this one. Even if the flash sale is over, it might come up again for a daily sale. Spore. Spore is a game that kind of got pooped on a little bit, and part of the reason is it was like so massively hyped and sold as being like the greatest God game ever, and all right, so it fell short of that, definitely. That doesn't mean it's not still a fun game. In fact, I particularly like the cell stage quite a bit, and at under $10, look at this, it's kind of weird, in that this is the whole, like, the summer sale. For the entire summer sale, the base game is 50% off. But right now, during the flash sale, the base game plus the expansion is 75% off, which is actually cheaper than just buying the base game. And again, even if the base game, even if the flash sale is over, it might come up on a daily sale, or it could come up on another flash sale, so do keep an eye on this one. And I think this is great. I mean, you're going to get a good amount of fun and enjoyment out of Spore, I think. Anyway, some of the phases may be more or less interesting for some people. Some people don't like the space stage. I thought the space stage was okay. I didn't like the civilization phase at all. I thought Tribe was kind of boring as well, unfortunately. But yeah, to each their own, and you can still like make cool-looking creatures and things like that. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, you can still do it. So yeah, I don't think that Spore deserves the hate that was piled onto it at the time. I just think, you know, it wasn't the best game ever made, and that's what we were told we were getting. So, you know, in that, it was a big PR failure. If they had not oversold this game, we might be talking about it in an entirely different way. Although there were definitely some late in the development cycle decisions that, you know, made Spore not what it should have been. I should talk about Mount and Blade very briefly. This is a great, great game that is available relatively cheap now. It's a bit dated at this point. What's interesting about Mount and Blade is that it was originally developed by like one person, maybe two people, maybe like a husband and wife kind of team, and it is a really good game. Basically, it's this sort of like medieval warfare simulator, but you're actually controlling one person. This is not like Total War or anything like that. It's more like a first-person medieval combat game, but there's also sort of an RPG element, which you're not really seeing in this because of the world map screenshots are they would be very boring and dull. But you can assemble teams and get missions and do things. The combat is really the great part of it. And Mount and Blade is what eventually turned into like the War of the Roses games. And another similar one, but from a different publisher, would be Chivalry, for example, and it's a good like hack and slashy kind of thing, and relatively cheap. And Warband is the version of Mount and Blade that is very, very good. You can get the full collection as well for not much more, but there's no reason to ever play the base game of Mount and Blade. Mount and Blade Warband is basically the base game, but way better. And with Fire and Sword, some people like it, some people don't. It does add a few different mechanics and things like that, and then Napoleonic War as well. But Warband itself is like a really, really good example of a cool mechanic that is sort of being picked up as a larger sort of trend, which is very nice. And oh yeah, I clicked on Pixel Piracy because I actually just picked this up, but I haven't played it yet. Looking forward to it. It's by the same person who made Terraria, I believe, if I'm not wrong. I think I was just reading about it, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Sandbox open world pirate simulator. And the video does show that you can sort of build up your ship a little bit, and there's some cool like ship to ship combat. I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be cool. So I just picked this one up, and I'm looking forward to giving it a little bit of a try. But other than that, I can't say anything about it. So that is it for today's video. If tomorrow's crop of games looks interesting, there may be another video, may or may not be, we'll see. But yeah, and again, if you miss anything, go over there. I should probably talk about the community choice, or well, not the community choice, but the Summer Adventure sort of sub-game going on here, which is kind of interesting. If you haven't noticed it, you can click on this map, it'll bring you to another screen where you can join a team. If you join a team, then based on teams earning points by completing certain objectives, the winning team gets certain rewards, like getting 3 games off your wish list, apparently, which is kind of cool. I was on Team Purple, or I am on Team Purple, and Team Purple won yesterday, so I'll see exactly what that does yet. I don't think I've gotten any notification about my free games yet, so we'll see how it goes, but some interesting contention. I'm sorry if you get into Team Yellow. Apparently they're not doing very well today. But yeah, you'll have to go and join a team. You'll get some credit there. And then you can earn points if you do buy games, if you complete badges from the trading card system and so on and so forth. Then you can earn some more points for your team and just get more various cards and things and leveling up inside of Steam. And there's some rewards and stuff that you can get too. So anyway, that is a quick overview of that. And yeah, Steam sale. I'm sorry for your wallets. Bye-bye.